truth, the lies, and politics. Informative, educative, and analytical. Getting to the real issues that affect an ordinary individual in areas of leadership, governance, social, and economy. The truth, the lies, and politics.
We do welcome you back to The Truth, Lies and Politics on Spirit TV. My name is Paul Ekurot Eki. In studio with me is Mr. Charles Romushana. We've been expecting Honorable Tinka, but we hope that he does join us as and when. But you know, we are in the season where political parties are gearing up towards the general elections in 2026, and most of the parties are doing their internal polls and internal politics, and so the NRM party is also doing theirs. As part of those preparations, there was a roadmap that was unveiled, and we had the chairman of the NRM party calling off cabinet last week for this week, and also together with the Right Honorable Speaker called off the parliamentary session and sent parliament to recess, so that the NRM party members do go back to their villages to do two things. One, take part in a baraza that will verify the members of the NRM who have been registered in the NRM registers, but also two, take part in the elections of the NRM LC1 flag bearer for LC1 chairmanship and elect village NRM structures. And this took place yesterday between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Also, as part of the activities, they had to update the information that is include the NIN numbers and working telephone numbers, and also utilize the barazas as for electing the LC1 chairman. Now, just to let you know that the polls happened yesterday, and also this happened in almost 72,000 villages nationwide. But with this, very many eyebrows and so many questions arose just out of this. And looking at a political party, yes, you have the bigger numbers in parliament, but you have called off official government business to focus on party politics, right? What does this mean for the nation? What does this mean for government business? What does this mean for other institutions happening? How do the opposition political parties look at this? What precedent is this setting? And so these are issues that we are diving into, and we're going to be analyzing, with Mr. Charles Romushana. And how does this affect the democracy, if at all we have any, in our country? And so with our conversation here is, Mr. Romushana. So this is the situation that we are faced with in our country, and so I would like for us to just dive into this conversation. You have a chairman of a political party, the biggest political party in parliament, calling off cabinet, calling off, calling parliament into recess together with the Right Honorable Speaker to go and focus on party activities. What precedent is this setting? Is this our new normal? Is this how democracies work? Let's just start from there.
All the organs, all the institutions under the National Resistance Army, especially NACBA, are for strategic security.
All institutions?
Yes.
The biggest issue, the biggest thing there is for strategic security.
They are a facilitator of strategic security.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's Bank of Uganda, whether it's cabinet, whether it's parliament, whether it's the local government system,
the judiciary,
all
are a security apparatus.
Absolutely. That's how Museveni looks at them. That's the construct. So if you are going to have the demonstration, like when these Z generation or something.
Z. Is it X? Alpha?
Generation Z. You call them generation Z.
The recent one, I think, yes.
When they threatened to demonstrate, the DPP office was put on standby, the magistrates' courts were put on standby, and so were the prisoners.
Be ready.
Yes. Police and military, they pick, they hand you over to the DPP, charges are sanctioned, it was, whether there is a fire or not, sanctioned, and the magistrate is on standby, no bail, and you are in prisons.
Wow.
You get? So all of them are facilitators of strategic security. So you pick them to hand over to police, the DP must sanction whether there is evidence or not, the chief magistrate or whatever magistrate remands, and it's done. Strategic security. So the what we call the party, the NRA, that entire system is a tool of strategic security. That's how he's looking at it.
All right.
Now, but it is strategic security for what? So he has already defined what he called counter-insurgency measures. He had addressed the country.
Right. Those are you said counter-insurgency measures.
Yeah, and he said 4 pillars.
Yes.
I will never get tired of repeating them for you.
Them, yes.
A strong army.
Yes.
A strong intelligence.
And
I remember when I was giving about intelligence, he was showing you how drones were picking rebels in Congo. And a strong, what you call the Pan-Africanism. Me, I call it the foreign policy. That now we are allowed to go in Congo and pursue rebels there because of Pan-Africanism. Initially, they had, under Kabila, they had stopped us, they were not, but now Tshisekedi has allowed us, so we can go and operate there. Pan-Africanism.
How is that Pan-Africanism?
And that's how he explained it.
Yes.
So he was saying, so me, I call it foreign policy.
Okay, yes.
That's the importance of the Minister of Foreign Affairs. And then the 4th one, maximum political cohesion possible. So maximum political cohesion possible has a lot of ingredients. And he gave the example of Mao. So Mao is seen as a symbol of the inclusion of the Acholis. Because the Acholis, after the overthrow of Rutwa, felt their government had been expunged, and therefore they were not seeing themselves as part of the NRA government. Therefore, Mao gives them visibility.
Okay.
That's how he's looking at it, and he calls that part of maximum political cohesion possible. The other one is dealing with UPC. Yes, Oliem, Obote's son. Akena. The wife is there in the government, is a minister. Some visibility of Langis. So, but the base of maximum political cohesion is having terminals in every village. Now he said, still in his speeches, that if the level of insurgency reaches some dangerous level,
all right,
then he triggers other measures, and those measures he talked about was LOCs mobilizing LODs. You remember?
Yes. Yes.
So you now see the importance of the local LOC system.
Yes.
He's not looking at it as for service delivery.
Political or service delivery.
He's looking at it as a security measure for mobilizing militants, soldiers, LODs, intelligence gathering.
And even within that LC system, there's a DISO, GISO.
No, the GISO is at the level of LOC3.
Okay.
And the elected chairperson of LC3 is the chairperson of the Gombora Security Committee. And then the Giso is the secretary.
Okay.
So now the Giso is going to be in charge of all organs of the local council.
Wow. Wow. All organs
of the local council.
Okay.
Because they constitute
yes.
the security apparatus of the sub-county. So he's in charge. And these organs, so he's saying, we are going to make them political and we will compete for them. So he is now electing flag bearers.
Yes. What is happening now?
Is electing
what happened yesterday, actually? Yes.
Yes, is electing flag bearers. So what did he do? What he's doing is the election of the committee of the village.
Yesterday.
Yes.
All right.
But it is done by a secretariat which he appoints.
The NRM electoral.
You see, it should have been the other way around.
Yes.
That you people in the village
create your own
committee.
Because and that committee should be that as independent as yes.
You are a party branch.
Yes.
So if you are a party branch, you must already be having leadership. So here you have where he was in Rwachitura. He goes where there is no leadership. You see, the only beginning point is the contact of the Electoral Commission of Tanga Odoi. That is the beginning point. Who comes and registers. But it should be that the people of Rwachitura
appoint a committee.
Those who believe they are in NRA, you sit and you elect the leadership. Then you transmit. Because you know yourselves.
Yes.
But you see, someone comes and checks you. After checking you, supervises you, you elect. There is a loser, there is a winner. You get, even others vote.
Yes.
Because they are not looking at the LC1 as the end. They are looking at the LC1 as a means. Actually, this book, the register, was not meant for the LC1.
What was it?
Was meant for, it is meant for the chairman, for the MP flag bearer.
To know.
Yeah. They are the ones who are going to elect. So the most interested party at the village level is Museveni, because it is from this that he will get the flag bearer of the MP.
All right.
Now, if that be the case, then the MPs you have here, you must let them to go and manipulate this system.
And not participate, but manipulate.
Yes. Because you see, if it is veterans, among them will be someone in SEC. If it is youths, among them will be someone somewhere in youth. There are other higher organs. So once these guys have established themselves and have created a college up there which they will use, then they will leave these ones ordinarily like the way they have always been. Their importance will end there.
Yes.
And then they will now remain a property or an asset of the LC, of the chairperson LC3.
Yes.
Yes. And the chairperson LC3 is only for security, for strategic security. You don't see their power elsewhere. You don't see it in economics. You don't see it in policy. No.
Don't see it in land matters or anything like that. They are not there.
Initially, they had designed that for adjudication of resolution of conflicts. Quasi court of some sort, but it has now since collapsed. Even at chairman at the district council level, they are not so much really, because they withdrew the cow, so they do no longer manage the funds. So he's establishing a huge network for that purpose. It's also not so much. Of course, when you look at the numbers, it's 2.1 million, because 72,000 villages. At the,
About 90% of those.
yes.
participation.
At the, how many? 30 people?
Yes, about 30 people.
30 many leaders per village. So you have around 2.1 million. That excludes those who elected them.
Yes.
So in other words, the whole group that participated in this is well over 10 million.
Those are huge numbers.
Yeah, so in other words, he is simply informing. Normally, one good example of deception in intelligence, you can come with very many tanks and lorries and what, and they raise a lot of dust.
But when
So that the enemy, the other end, will see a lot of dust and will say there are too many, they are about to attack. Then you divert him. He prepares for an attack and you now go and arrange yourselves. Because he goes into a defense or you are not ready.
Right.
So you start preparing. So you can deceive the enemy. Now, he's overwhelmed the enemy psychologically. I already have 2.1 million voters.
before
No,
the-
2.1 million leaders.
before it even starts. Charles, we're going to take a break from right there. And we are talking about, the whole purpose, what happened yesterday in the polls, and would like to investigate this a lot further. And so we do invite you to have your contribution, have your say on our X, Facebook, and YouTube. Go to the comment section, that's at Spirit TV UG, and leave a comment there or ask your question. Do stay tuned. This is Spirit TV, and the truth lies in politics. We'll be back.
The truth, the lies, and politics. Informative, educative, and analytical. Getting to the real issues that affect an ordinary individual in areas of leadership, governance, social, and economy. The truth, the lies,